We have the tower of power, I like to call it. I definitely thrive from the simplicity, and I get killer sleep in here. I'm a huge fan of experiences over actual tangible things. Hi there, my name is Joe Havorka. This is my 2016 Isuzu flatbed with a custom box, and I'd love to take you in for a tour. So we are in the rear of my living box facility, if you will. As you walk in the door here, to the left is my kitchen. And it's somewhat like a galley on a sailboat, tight and efficient. You have your sink here, which closes nicely. If you don't want to do dishes, you can just keep them in there out of sight. This sink is a Dometic sink, typical of, I think, most RVs. After a year of use, this thing has been killer. No problems at all. Pretty heavy duty. I'm not the easiest on equipment of any kind, but this thing has been beautiful. A really awesome, true induction cooktop. I never liked electric cooktops, as you can't control the flame. I've done a bit of cooking in my life, working in restaurants. This thing is unbelievable. Super safe because it's not open flame. The only drawback is it is glass, and if you drop a metal pan on it, it can break, thus the extensive duct tape over here. But this thing has been golden. It uses very little electricity, as my whole rig runs on electricity, from the air conditioning to the heat to the refrigerator. So having something that is extremely efficient is money. Below the kitchen cooking area, I've got pots and pans, your typical stuff you'd find in any well-stocked kitchen, I think. Cutlery, cutting boards, matches, lighters, and some various tools. And below that, we've got our trash, which I clearly need to empty, and just storage area for food, first aid kit, things like that. And all of the interior doors on this thing have locking latches. I think that most of this was designed very similar to the inside of a sailboat. So once you close things, nothing opens when you're flying around the road. Up high here, more storage for bowls, cups, tea, whatever vices I may be into at the time, and more vitamins, anything else you might like. Always important over your cooking area to have a vented skylight, if you will. As in with any good kitchen, you have a beautiful view looking out the window. One of the many things I love about living like this is you tend to only cook what you eat. You don't go overboard with a bunch of other stuff. So I rarely have leftovers that ultimately go to waste, and I rarely cook more than I'm willing to eat. And it does promote efficiency in that way, which I have become a huge fan of. Oh, and then we've got, a few spices, hand washing station, which is more important now than ever, kids. And that is my kitchen. In my rig is my closet, which for a guy like me has plenty of space. I have all the nice shirts that I rarely get to put on, all my daily t-shirts, a few other nooks and crannies. And then below that is one of the sweetest elements on this rig is a fridge that slides out, this Engel fridge, super environmentally friendly, energy efficient, has a lock that keeps it closed. It can be a reefer or a full freezer. Cannot do both at the same time, but I've used it as a full freezer and it's phenomenal. You just turn it all the way to frozen, wait an hour, and you can put ice and everything else in there and it stays rock solid frozen forever. Plenty of storage for 2, maybe even 3 people, but it's just me, so I have everything I need. Very easy access to the kitchen, and like everything else on this rig, no problems. Highly recommend it. My introduction into the realm of tiny living out of a vehicle, was born from a divorce. What I like to tell people is, it's kind of funny. Most divorces force the sale of rigs like this, where my divorce forced me to purchase a rig like this. I wanted to stay close to my kids. I wanted, this is during the time of COVID. I didn't want to rent a room with a bunch of dudes in some house. And I also wasn't really keen to try to buy a piece of property or a house here in Oregon, considering the home prices. Me getting this thing, definitely it was the right thing at the right time, and it definitely fills the need I required, which is accompanying my kids to do the various things they do. I have one that is a competitive rock climber, and one that is a kayaker, and this is a great rig to go with either of them, to enjoy watching them do the things they love to do, and spending time with them. All right, so opposite of my kitchen, we have the living room den chill zone, which also acts as a dining area for 2 or 4 if you want to squeeze them, 2 side by side and 2 side by side here. A little tight, but it still works. I generally use this area as you see it, lay down, sometimes extend the my little yoga pad all the way. Sometimes I fall asleep here through the night. It fits me well. Beautiful view window. 6 feet by 3 feet on the side here. And below we have storage in here and storage down below where your feet go, as well as a comfortable place to sit and do work or read or sleep. Ton of food storage up top here for whatever tickles your fancy. I clearly need to go to the market. This rig does not lack storage at all, as you'll see as we go around. This is probably my most utilized space in the rig. If I'm not cooking or standing at my computer, I am in this zone facing one way or another. And I think anywhere you have a window with a great view, that's where you want to be. So that's why this is such an important place. Opposite of my living room den chill zone, to the on the left as you come in, we have the tower of power, I like to call it. So you have the microwave, you have my radio system, which we have speakers inside and out. This tower of power is impressive. I have a 1064 amp hours of lithium battery storage with 600 watts up top. I have never plugged this thing into land power since I got it. It is energized just through solar generation and through, as I drive, it also generates electricity. I've run the air conditioner here in 108-degree weather in Reno with my dog in here, and it stayed 68 degrees for 7 hours. No problem. Very little drain on the batteries. My heat system, which the heat comes right out of here, that is the only thing that's not electric. That's actually plumbed into my diesel gas tank. So hot water and heat come from my diesel gas tank. Extremely efficient system, pulls very little electronically, as I think the only thing that is needed is just to run the fans. But this thing is magic. I do have a bathroom heater that I can turn on right here, and then the heater for the rig is accessed and controlled right next to my bed, so I don't even have to get out of bed in the morning. And it's super comfy. This thing will fire up from 50 degrees to 80 degrees in 7 minutes, 8 minutes. And it can get quite toasty in here, as this thing is well insulated. But there you go. This is the tower of power. And below it, the all-important condiment and sweetener tray with a few other goodies in here. Coffee, stuff like that. But this whole region is pretty much dedicated to powering this whole rig. On the outside of the rig, directly opposite of this, is how you would access the actual water and heater. It pulls out on a tray, so it's extremely well designed, and it keeps all of the important stuff in one spot. You don't have to go from this spot to another spot to another spot. It's just very well laid out. And if I needed to access this in any way, I just unscrew the microwave, and it's all there for you to see. So pretty well thought out, and knock on wood, it's not giving me any problems after a year. All right, now we are in the super comfy zone, my bedroom, which is closest to the cab of my truck. It is a little smaller than a queen, super comfy. It's kind of a memory foam mattress. I have storage above my head, ample storage, 2 spots with more blankets, reading material, some headlamps. This is a skylight that opens up for ventilation. It also is an escape hatch. I can flip a red switch here and actually vacate the vehicle if there's ever a reason to. windows at the head and at the feet that open for ventilation. More storage above my feet on this side. Like I said, ton of storage. I can still fit more up here. I never run the heat when I sleep, and it's been in the teens, in the 20s. I kill that when I go to bed, and I never turn it on until I wake up in the morning. And I've never had this thing, the inside of this, drop below 50, even as it gets to the teens outside. And I get killer sleep in here, that, you know, up there with the best I've gotten, you know, in a home or on vacation or passed out drunk. You know, either or, pick your poison. I do spend time here reading as well. Just depends upon what my mood is. That's all I want from something like this, is something that keeps me safe, healthy, comfortable, and happy. And I have it. And the big question everybody wants answered: is there a bathroom? Is there a shower? Is there a toilet? Yes, right here, all three. I have 100 gallons of fresh water in this with a hot water tank. And in here is a toilet and a shower, both fully functional. I've used the shower a multitude of times. I used the toilet just a few times, but I prefer not to use the toilet, especially if I'm in an environment where I don't need to. I can use something else. Keeps this area clean, and it's a great use of space for storage, for toys, you know, athletic equipment, what have you. Underneath my feet, there is storage in here for a multitude of things. I think I have some cleaning supplies in there. And then this is interior access to what I call the garage, which can be accessed from either side of the outside. But it's nice to have access from inside in case the weather's bad and you need to grab something quickly. Super cool design feature that the guy who built this made sure was there. And it allows me to just hide stuff if somebody's coming to interview me about my small home. I can just shove shit in there and make them think I'm really keeping this thing tidy. Strangers ask me almost on a daily basis what it's like living out of something like this. And my daughter as well, she will have a pickup truck, an old pickup coming her way when she turns 16, and she wants to build it out so she can live out of it, rock climb, do her thing. When I heard my daughter say that, and I'm sure some parents would be totally taken back and be like, my kids want to live out of a vehicle. I was so stoked to hear that. One, because of her independence and that free spirit she has. I'd recommend this to anybody who just wants something to be able to leave on Fridays, come back on Sundays, or months at a time. Everybody's situation is different, but I've met people who are just taking a break from, you know, typical normal lives, if you will, in a city with a very stable job, that they just need headspace, need to get out and see what else is out there. And I've talked to people who have ultimately returned to those lifestyles, but have been better served by getting the hell out of what they thought was their comfort zone and realizing, wow, you don't need all of this to be in your comfort zone. You can literally be in a little camper, a tiny home, and achieve and experience great things that you never thought were really possible. And these things aren't necessarily things, they're experiences. And I'm a huge fan of experiences over actual tangible things. Your eyes and your feet. Your feet take you to great places, your eyes can feast on. And this is just another tool to get you to those places. The only entrance and exit to my rig is from the back. Super convenient stairs that are attached to the rig and tie down. So in and out, super easy. If I'm going stealth, I'll keep the stairs up so I just look like a box van parked for the night. And over here is our 2 valves that get rid of my gray water. I don't have black water, but this just gets rid of sink and shower water. So nothing really nasty. I do have small tanks that I can put it into, or if I'm at a dump station, just right into the dump station. So simplicity is what this thing is about, and simplicity is what you have here. So where we are now is we are on the outside of the rig. This is the garage area that I spoke of earlier that has access from the inside. So this is all below my bed, which is right above here. So this area houses my 100-gallon freshwater tank, multitude of storage areas. I have chairs, a little BB gun, my little WeBoost set up so I have a good cell signal. Plethora of tools and recovery equipment, a little beer, a little DEF fluid, picnic table. There's a whole host of things in here. And the jacks that attach to this box, if I want to remove it, are all stored in here in their own specific places. So super easy to access, very secure, keeping these two doors closed. Perfect for stuff that you don't need to access, frequently from the inside. Great place to put trash as well. So now we're on the other side of the vehicle, which also has, it mirrors the opposite side with access to the garage. Once again, this is all below my bed, which is up high here. Move a little of this out of the way. This is where the magic lies. These are the 4 260 amp hour lithium batteries that make this rig do what it can do and keep it as comfortable as it is. This unit also has a heating component to it. Once it drops below a certain temperature, this heater ramps on and keeps this area warm to keep the batteries from getting too cold, keep the water from freezing as well. And this is the area of greatest concern. If you have any desire to take the box off, you would pull the jacks out, put them on, and you would just need to unhook the power, the gas supply, which goes to the heating unit, and one little auxiliary plug that I think is for the brakes. You disconnect those three, jack it up, and you drive away with a flatbed, and you get to leave this cabin in place with all of the functions that you would have with it. The only thing you don't have would be the heater and hot water, because you're disconnecting the diesel gas tank from this. But because it does have so much electricity, you wouldn't have hot water, but I can run space heaters in this thing all night long without it really scratching the surface of the batteries. Hey, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to show you my tiny home, my box on wheels, La Tortuga Blanca, whatever you want to call it. If you're on social media, I'm not prolific, but I do have a page that's dedicated to kind of me in this box and pictures I like to take. I'm found at Check in the Box, that's CZECH, period, in the box. And if you see my rig around, it's probably, you won't confuse another one for this. So if you see me, feel free to come up and say hi, ask me questions, give me free food, and maybe a shave, and we'll go from there. Thanks for coming.